welcome back to my channel. This is Gist247X. All right, a very big welcome to you to my channel once again. Okay, all right, I'll be teaching you guys on how you'll be able to spot at least the color that is going to emerge to in a game. So, and this particular trick has been working and is what I'm using presently to bet on. But this particular cheat have lots of rules guiding it, or will I say some rules guiding it? Because without rule, there is no way you can win successfully in Bet Niger for Niger color. Okay, I will be making some selections and I will be betting on them. This particular trick, once the game you are going to win, it is 90 to 95% probability you are going to win, but you are going to lose. But game number one rule of this particular trick is that once you bet the game and the game loses, then allow two draws to play before you start again. That is the game number one rule of this particular trick. Once you bet and you lose, allow two draws to play before you now continue. Let's assume that this particular draw that just played now, you lost in this particular draw. Don't play the next one they are about to play and the next upper one they are going to play. So you are going to start from the next upper one. That is the game number one rule. I'll be making selection now. Okay, right. Then I will also teach you how I came about to as in to make my selection. Okay, here in this particular game that is about to play, we'll be making our selection. First bet to be red to win. Let's just red to come out at least two. Let's just take 7,500. Let's see, 7,500. Let's see. Okay, all right, our red came out successfully. So you can see 34 and 1. Okay, we'll be making another selection again. Later I will also explain to you how I came about with my selection. Please, this particular trick is working like mad. So all you need to do is to devise how you are going to be staking in this part using this particular trick. Okay, the trick is working presently. So let's take blue to come to us twice with 10,000 naira. And the second trick in this particular second rule in this particular trick is that the color you are going to play, if it comes one in the last draw, or if it is not even showing at all, there is possibility of it not to come out, just like what I just explained now. If, as you can see, before we bet on this particular the last game now, which just came out now, there was no blue in the last draw. The last draw before this present one is 34 1 45 3 42 48. If you can see in this color, there is no blue. So if there is no atom of that particular color, at least two or one, at least two in the game you are about to bet, don't bet on it. So as we have played as blue did not come out, we are not going to play for two consecutive times before we start over again. Don't forget that is game number one rule of this particular trick. So let's allow them to play this one. Let's allow them to play. As you can see, you see what they played totally rubbish. They played totally rubbish. You can see 4 red with 1 blue and with 1 green. So we'll also allow them to play the next one. Then before we now join the next upper one, let's allow them to play. So while we are allowing them to play the next drum before we join, I'll start explaining the game. So the game number 2 rules of the game is that whenever the number you are going to pick, whenever you are to bet on that particular color, rather make sure that the last draw they played, at least that color came out at least two. If the color comes out, let me say 1 or 0, it is not a good bet. So let's see. Let's allow them to play this one. Okay, you see they're still playing as in nonsense. All right, this is our time now to play the game, to play our own bet now. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we'll be staking on blue to come out too. So let's increase our stake to 12,500. Let's see. Blue to come out, but blue came out to 1 in this particular last draw. This is just gamble. Let's just gamble it. But the game number 2 rule is that if the color comes out only just 1 or 0, don't bet on that color. But let's just gamble this particular one for teaching purposes. Let's see. Okay, here we have our blue. Here we have our blue. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, here we'll be betting on green to come out at least 2. Green to come out at least 2. But green came out 1. Green came out 1 in the last draw. So I will advise not to bet on this particular one. But for teaching purposes, I will also stake green have probability of coming out again. Let's see. Green to come out. Let's see. All right, green came out successfully. It came out 2. Okay, let's see what we have again. I'll bet on this particular game for some time, then I'll start explaining to you how I come out, how I come about with my selection. Okay, they have already even changed sequence. Okay, I just have to play blue. This one have to play blue. Let's see. So this particular trick, you have to be very, 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 very careful using it. Blue is not going to come to. Okay, blue came out too. All right, we won again. Let's take another one. I will still explain to you how I normally pick my selection. Okay. Okay, this time around we are betting on red. Let's see. We are betting on red to come out at least 2. Let's see. Okay. Alright, that's a win for us. Red came out too. Okay. Let's see again what happens. Don't forget, once you lose the bet, allow them to play at least 2 draws before you engage again. That is the game rule number 1 of this particular trick. Game rule number 1 of this particular trick. Don't forget this. Don't ever forget this. Okay, in this particular draw that is going to play, let's see. Okay, all right, this one have to play at least 2 red again. Let's take on it. 16,005. Let's see. 2 red, 16,005. Let's see. Started with blue 49. All right, red came out 1. So now we have lost this particular bet. Now allow them to play at least 2 games. Allow them to play at least 2 games. After playing 2 games, then you now have to join again. Now let me start by teaching you how I come about with the color to come out as at least 2 in my selection. So this is what you will be checking whenever after they played anyone they are going to play. Click on the 100 draws, the recent 100 draws. As you can see in this particular place now, it is going to list all the colors for you. The number of times a 0 has come out in the last 100 draws and the rest. So all you need, your emphasis is on the first one, which is 0 for every of the colors. 0 in green, you check the number of the last draw, which is 51. As you can see it there, after 4%, 51. Then you now check for the 0. check for the red rather, check the zero again, check the last draw which is 10. Okay, then check for the blue, check for the zero which is 8. Now how I normally take my selection is the lowest number in this particular three colors on the last 100 draws. That is the one you will be using to make your selection. Here is the trick here. Red is red at 0 we have 10, then blue at 0 we have 8. So the next game that is going to play, you bet on the color number that has that particular 8, this particular 8 now. And when you check, you now have to check to know the color that have 8. 8 is blue, then you now stake. That is how I normally come about with the color that is going to play. The trick is working perfectly only if you calm down and understand how it works. These numbers normally change. You have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, 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 very careful when the numbers change. As you can see here, the green at 0, the last drawn is 53. Now red at 0, the last drawn is 12. Blue at 0, the last drawn is 10. These numbers, those figures you are seeing can change back to 0 any moment. So you have to be very, very conscious whenever they change to 0 any moment, then start playing that particular color that changed to that 0 with the as on let me say assuming that we have 53 at the last drawn in green on 0, we have 12 as the last drawn in as an on color red 0, then we now have 10 at the last as on the color blue as the last drawn. Now let's assume that green now, which is 53, now changes back to 1. Here the sequence we are using was that of blue because that's the lowest number, the lowest as in drawn number we are using 10. As you can see, here is 12 for red. We are using red blue. Now they now switch back to green 0. They now counted 1. You are not going to play, you're not going to use blue again to make your analysis. Rather, you use green as they have switched to another sequence. That was the reason why I mentioned the time I was just still betting on those games. They have already changed the sequence. That was the reason I mentioned that. So that is another rule for you to observant when checking this particular as they can change anytime. So as you can see here, they are still playing the sequence of blue. That is what they are still playing here. So the next draw here now, let me see, is going to change. That blue at 0 will change to 13. Then you now check to know if they have changed. Since they have not changed, you now check the color that has 13. 13 is red. Then you bank on red to come out at least 2. So once you are playing it like this and you lose, first rule, give them gap of 2 for them to play at least 2 draws. After 2 draws, still go back again to that particular draw to know if that particular color is still the color as they are still playing, as in if the draw has not been changed to 0 also. As you can see, we won this particular bet. Let's go back to our 100 draws to see if they have changed. As you can see, green at 0 is 57, red at 0 is 16, and blue, they are still playing the same blue. The sequence have not changed. Blue here is 14. Which color is 14? You come here and check. 14 is blue. Then stake on blue to come out 2. Stake on blue to come out 2. So let's see. If they don't play blue now, allow them to play at least 2 games before you engage again. This is what I am using. It is working perfectly for me. It is working perfectly. Let's see. Now blue did not come out, as you can see now. Then give them give them break of 2 draws. Don't bet on the next one. Just give them that same grace to play at least 2. Once they were done playing 2, Then go back to your draw, to your last 100 draws, check the number, the as in the lowest drawn color, check the lowest drawn color, then start using it to make your analysis again. That is how I catch them in this particular, using this particular trick. As you can see, they are still playing that blue, but since we have lost, allow them to play at least 2 before you engage again. So let's see. And please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly ensure you are subscribing to the channel. Click on the bell notification to turn on your bell, to turn on your bell notification, so that whenever we post any video, to be checking to know when they have changed that particular sequence. Don't forget that. And also, please kindly do well to like every of our video and share every of our video. Let's see. After playing this particular one, then we'll now engage. Let's see. Please, if you have any question, please feel free to follow our WhatsApp contact channel in our bio. Ask your questions. We'll be there to respond to you. All right, they have played the second one. Now this is the time for us to engage, but we can't engage without checking to know if they have changed the sequence. Okay, green is at 6, as in green at 0 is still 60, red at 0 is still 19, blue at 0 is still 70. So they are still playing blue. Now check the color that is 17, which is blue. Now stick on blue to come out. So you can devise the amount you'll be betting on. You can devise the amount you're betting on how you're going to be staking on. But this particular one, blue is going to come out at least 2. Let's see. One, 2. As you can see. You see, blue came out 4. This is the trick. It is working perfectly. All you need is just patience. Patience and follow the rules very, 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 very well. Follow the rules very, very well. As you can see, they have now changed the draw. Green, okay, green at 0 now. Green at 0 is now 0. Is now 0. Then red at 0 is 20. Then blue at 0 is 18. Now, don't bet on this particular one because they are still yet, they have changed the sequence. They will start playing green now. But since they have not recorded any number in the last draw in that of green at 0, allow them to play this one. After playing this particular one, then you not engage in the next one. So this is as in how the trick works. That is what the trick is all about. So all you need is to just to focus. Make sure that you are following the rules respectively, and you will be a winner. The trick is working perfectly. It is working perfectly. 90 to 95% probability. That is how I gave it that particular range. That is how I gave it that particular range. So the trick is still working. All you need to do is to calm down, focus on the role. You will be a winner. Please, if you're having difficulties in any of my explanation, please, my link to our WhatsApp contact channel is on my bio. And if you have not joined our WhatsApp contact channel or our Facebook page, please follow the link on our description and follow, then you will get our contact channel for you to ask your questions and the rest. So guys, this is what I have for you guys for today. This is the trick. So kindly ensure that you are making use of this particular trick as it's still working perfectly. So see you guys next time.